Things which matter most must never be at the mercy of things which matter least. Materiality is the difference between a weak sustainability strategy and one that's logical, planned, and based upon what's important. It is a term drawn from accounting and the legal profession. Materiality simply means what's relevant and important. Materiality assessment is pivotal to a serious approach to ESG or sustainability because it demonstrates that you have analyzed, understood, and prioritized the social and environmental issues that present sources of risk and opportunity for you and your stakeholders. Hi, my name is Dr. Shruti Sharma, and today I'm going to simplify materiality to you. Now, materiality is a process used to identify priority issues for management. Companies use the concept of materiality to guide their sustainability strategic planning processes. A material sustainability issue is an economic, environmental, or social issue on which a company has an impact or may be impacted by. It may also be one that significantly influences the assessments and decision of stakeholders. So if you think you are serious about sustainability but have not conducted some form of materiality assessment, then perhaps you are not as serious as you thought. The quality of materiality is closely tied to the overall quality of your organization's ESG strategy. Materiality comes in different types: single materiality, double materiality, and the new one, triple materiality. Today we will dive deeper into these materiality types and figure out which one is best for your ESG strategy. Financial or single materiality looks at impacts and risk from the outside affecting the organization. In simpler terms, in financial materiality, an ESG topic is considered material if it can or does affect the organization's value. Impact materiality. Now, this one focuses on impacts and risks from within the organization affecting the outside. In other words, it considers an ESG theme material based on how the organization's activity affect the environment, society, and the economy across the entire value chain. Double materiality. Here, we combine both impacts and risks from the outside affecting the organization, which is financial materiality, and impacts and risks from within the organization affecting the outside, which is impact materiality. It acknowledges that an organization can be influenced by sustainability issues and can also influence them. Now, the last type of materiality, which is triple materiality. Now, this adds the context lens. It combines impacts and risks from the outside affecting the organization, which is financial materiality, and impacts and risks from within the organization affecting the outside, which is impact materiality, and also the context of sustainability threshold, which are social, economical, and environmental. So, in triple materiality, it's crucial to consider the sustainability context both locally and globally in which the organization operates. In triple materiality, we can't judge the advocacy of performance on an issue without considering the scientific limits, planetary boundaries, and social norms. For instance, we can't grasp the importance of a topic like biodiversity loss or responsible sourcing without understanding its local and global context. It's worth noting that some organizations still operate under single, which is financial materiality concept, which doesn't take into account the impact of their activities on the environment, society, and the economy. This type of materiality falls short for a robust ESG strategy. There is currently no standardized approach to materiality assessment. Now, there are several methods which can be used to identify whether the issues are considered material or not in your organization. Now, in practice, organizations can use approaches flexibly if they are transparent about their methods and results. Now, some initiatives have worked to identify on a sectoral basis which issues are likely to be material, For example, SASB or the Sustainability Accounting Standard Board has developed a materiality map identifying at a high level issues which are material for 11 business sectors. Now, if you look at Global Reporting Initiative, GRI 3 shifted the focus of definition of materiality. Now, material topics according to GRI are those that represent the organization's most significant impacts on the economy, environment, and people, including their impacts on the human rights. Material sustainability issues comprise the environmental and social impacts of your organization and those which affect your organization, including its value chain as a whole. In addition to those issues which are identified by stakeholders of your organization. Material issues may also be those which are not impact per se, but where environmental and social issues in the wider world present actual or potential sources of risk and opportunity, which should also become management priorities. Collectively, all these issues represent a pool of potentially material topics. Now, these are then prioritized in order to identify a shorter list of issues which become prioritized for management. Once you have identified what your material issues might be, they need to be analyzed in order to identify priorities for management. That is, which of them should be the focus of sustainability ambition, targets, and performance. Two commonly used approaches are described here. The first one is a materiality matrix, which can be used to prioritize sustainability issues identified by the company and by engagement with stakeholders. Each identified issue should be rated as low, medium, or high from two perspectives, that of a stakeholder and that of the company or board of management. An alternative, more integrated approach to materiality assessment is to consider the following question in relation to each sustainability issue. For example, the focus of its vision. To what extent does a focus on this issue support the dimensions of your sustainability vision? How relevant is the focus on this material issue is to your business in terms of reputation, performance improvement, etc.? What is the risk that this issue could pose to our business model and resource dependencies, and what is the potential contribution of action on this issue to the minimization of financial, social, and environment risk? What value would activity focused on this issue support the business in? Now, will it help in developing a resilient and sustainable business model, protecting market share, building market share, strengthening supplier relation, responding to customer and stakeholder concern, ensuring the security of supply, or creating new business and building and enhancing reputation? Now, the bottom line is that if an organization defines materiality too narrowly to meet the needs of only one stakeholder, for example, an enterprise value for investors, they will not escape the need to consider and respond to wider stakeholder requirements, which relate to wider impacts upon the planet and society. Materiality assessment that does not include a consideration of both risk to and risk from is not meaningful or likely to drive sustainability. The United Nations Guiding Principles (UNGP) on business and human rights have a subtly different approach to identifying issues and impacts which a company should consider as priorities or salience. Now, the term salience refers to the quality of importance or prominence. Now, UNGP highlights the following aspects of salience in order to identify impacts which it contends are frequently missed from conventional materiality approaches. Now, salient impacts are those which are most severe. Now, these most severe are based on how grave and how widespread the impact would be and how hard it would be to put right the resulting harm. Potential, which means those impacts that have some likelihood of occurring in the future, recognizing that these are often, though not limited to, those impacts that have occurred in the past. Negative, which is placing the focus on the avoidance of harm to human rights rather than unrelated initiatives to support or promote human rights. Impacts on human rights, placing the focus on risk to people rather than on risk to the business. Of course, it could be argued that companies which undertake meaningful materiality assessment and use a risk and stakeholder lens would be able to identify those human rights issues which UNGP would consider salient or prominent. However, the idea of salience reflects a fundamental theme in best practice materiality assessment, that some things are objectively material, no matter how small they might appear from some perspectives. Other challenges for materiality processes in sustainability are timing and timescales. Now, a short term mindset is more likely to undervalue big picture strategic issues and challenges which operate over years, decades. Using first principles logic, it's relatively easy to make the case that sustainability is required for continued operation on a finite planet. However, translating that into priorities for action on a shorter time frame is more difficult, especially when economics and finance largely do not recognize or reward sustainable behaviors. Now, this is apart from notwithstanding growing interest in sustainable investing, which is largely still investing in the less bad, not absolute good. Effective materiality assessment therefore means that there should be a focus not just on what is material now, but also what might be material in the future. It is therefore possible to foresee that certain environmental and social trends may give rise to increased cost, risk, reputational damage, etc. in the future. Even though those risks may not be manifest right now. Therefore, the accountability five test approach and our materiality question seek to explore a range of reasons why something should be considered as important to manage, some of which, but by no means all, could be measured in direct financial risk and reward terms, but others are recognized as measured through other types of value or risk. The focus of these emerging approaches to materiality is on meaningful and contextual sustainability. To locate an organization's approach to sustainable change within the context of planetary limits and thresholds rather than the narrow context of an organization's own perspective of how sustainability issues might impact them.